Good evening from Pingsville. A pleasant welcome to News Desk. Today is Wednesday, December 2023. I'm Augustine Sar presenting. In the headlines, Information Minister Ledgerhood Renin reacts to Liberia's decision to rescind its vote against a UN resolution calling for a ceasefire in Gaza. Clarifies that the action was not a retaliation against US sanctions on Liberian officials. The fate of former Chief Justice Gloria Moses Scout and family to be decided this Thursday as Criminal Code A entertains final arguments in their murder trial. House of Representatives rejects request by Internal Affairs Minister to lift the moratorium on Bond County social development accounts, says the ban cannot be lifted in the absence of the Public Account Committee report on a GAC audit. And of the home front, voting in the Democratic Republic of Congo's House states presidential election has been marred by lengthy delays and claims of fraud, according to the BBC. The detail of these plus many more, the active voices of the newsmakers, the news bulletins puts or package on tonight's edition of the program News Desk. We'll take a break to be back very shortly. Thank you so kindly for being there. Next is Olivia Bowen with the news bulletin.
Information Minister Ledgerhood Renin has reacted to Liberia's decision to rescind its negative vote at the United Nations General Assembly regarding a resolution on the Israel-Gaza conflict. Minister Renin emphasized that this action is not a retaliatory measure against the sanctions imposed by the United States on some outgoing government officials. The government, led by President George Weah, formally withdrew its initial rejection of the UN resolution on December 12th of this year, calling for a ceasefire in the Israel-Gaza war. Despite observers expressing doubt about the feasibility of revoking a cast vote, Minister Renin clarified in an interview with VOA Daybreak Africa that Liberia's concern lies with the humanitarian consequences of the conflict while recognizing Israel's right to self-defense. Final arguments in the murder case involving former Chief Justice Gloria Moses-Scout and the family will be entertained at Criminal Court A this Thursday, December 21. After the final argument, according to IRC judicial correspondent, the trial jurors will then proceed to their deliberations room to decide the fate of the four defendants, including ex-Chief Justice Gloria Moses-Scout, Rebecca Wisnell, Alice Johnson, and Gertrude Newton on allegation of murder. There will be either a guilty verdict, not guilty, or hang jury based on the juror's decision. Our judicial correspondent further revealed that during the hearings, government lawyers paraded 13 witnesses, 2 subpoena witnesses, and 1 rebuttal, while the defense team lined up 3 of the 4 defendants as key witnesses and 7 subpoena witnesses to testify. Defendants Scott, Rebecca Wisnell, Alice Johnson, and Gertrude Newton were remanded at the Monroe Central Prison on June 22 after being charged with murder by the Liberian National Police. When the matter was called for litigation, the defendants pleaded not guilty, thus shifting the burden of proof on prosecuting lawyers to prove murder beyond all reasonable doubt. They are on trial for allegedly murdering Charlie Musu on February 22 at their Breville residence. The plenary of the House of Representatives has rejected a request from the Minister of Internal Affairs to lift a moratorium placed on the Bond County Development and Social Development account. The Internal Affairs Minister had earlier appealed to the plenary through the representatives' offices, seeking the removal of the moratorium imposed in 2019 following an audit conducted by the General Auditing Commission. The GSC's audit, completed since then, had raised concerns about the setup of the county council. The rejection by members of the House of Representatives was grounded in the fact that the Appropriate Accounts Committee has not reported on the matter, disclosing that the initiation of the moratorium had been at the request of the Bond County Legislative Caucus. This decision underscores the importance placed on due process and committee evaluations in matters of financial governance. Members of the House of Representatives said they remain committed to ensuring transparency and accountability in the management of public funds. The Reporters Association of Liberia has expressed sadness over the death of one of its members, Chris Peary. The RAL has meanwhile called on all media auxiliaries to rally support to give their colleague a befitting burial. The Reporters Association, through its Vice President Henson Delgado on Wednesday, expressed sadness over the death of Chris Pew, adding the death of Chris has created a void in the RAL and the Liberian media at large. Before meeting his untimely demise, Chris worked for several media outlets, including the Liberia Broadcasting System, Tifa Radio, among others. Chris died on Monday, December 18, following a brief illness. Liberian clergyman Reverend Jala McKay has urged the outgoing representative of District Number 8 Montreal County, Akarasgui, and Monroeville City Mayor Jefferson Kochi to reconsider any plans of staging or demonstration during the inauguration of President-elect Joseph Waka. Both Gray and Kochi had previously threatened to organize a protest on the inauguration day. In an interview, Reverend McCabe advised them to channel their efforts into advocating for the establishment of a war and economic crime squad, emphasizing the potential to leave a lasting legacy for future generations within the CDC government. The executive director of the Liberian Media for Democratic Initiative, John Colley, has termed as a syndicate to stop accountability in the legislature the refusal of the candidates for speaker to attend a debate. He said the legislature is a place of debate and people vying for leadership must submit to public debate to tell the people what they have to offer. John Cody was speaking Wednesday on the Truth Breakfast show after canceling his planned speakership debate that was slated for Wednesday, December 20. He told Truth FM that the cancellation followed the last-minute withdrawal of candidate Funati Kofa and candidate Rachel Combs' insistence that he would not attend the debate. The founder of the Destiny Recovery Program, an initiative that is rehabilitating and transforming disadvantaged youths in Liberia, has described drugs and substance abuse as a threat to the security of the state. Reverend Jerry Sawe said the government of Liberia must consider the drug epidemic as a national emergency to save the young people and protect the future of the country. Reverend Sawe urged the incoming administration of President-elect Joseph Waka to be sensitive about the fight to end the drug epidemic in Liberia, describing it as a national problem. The Redeemed Church of God pastor also wants the incoming administration to appoint people with reputable character at the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency to enhance the fight against drugs. He said the Destiny Recovery Program was funded in 2018 and has rehabilitated and transformed thousands of drug-addicted youths who are currently contributing to their families and society at large. Reverend Jerry Sawe has meanwhile decried lack of government support, especially through subsidy to sustain and expand the program to other parts of the country. Speaking to Irasia News on Wednesday in Battery, Gardnersville, where the rehabilitation center is located, Reverend Sawe said they have been running the program from their personal resources and contributions from some goodwill individuals. Away from Liberia, voting in the Democratic Republic of Congo's high-stakes presidential election has been marked by lengthy delays and claims of fraud. Some polling stations only opened many hours late, leaving many people frustrated. Voting has been extended into Thursday in some areas, according to the BBC. One opposition candidate described the election as total chaos, following violence during the campaign. President Felix is pitted against 18 candidates. Some 44 million people were eligible to cast their ballots, following a campaign dominated by worsening conflict in the mineral-rich East. DR Congo is roughly 4 times the size of France, but lacks basic infrastructure. Even some of its main cities are not linked by road. About 2/3 of the country's 100 million population live below the poverty line, earning 2.15 a day or less. The UN, Egypt, and neighboring Congo-Brazzaville helped fly election material to remote areas. Where Augustine, that's the news bulletin.
Olivia Bowen and the news bulletin is a regular feature on our news program. In one of our top stories we are following tonight, Information Minister Ledger Holt Renin reacts to Liberia's decision to rescind its vote against a UN resolution calling for a ceasefire in Gaza. Clarifies that the action was not a retaliation against U.S. sanctions on Liberian officials. Let's now bring you the voices of the newsmakers. The executive director of the Liberia Media for Democratic Initiative, John Colley, has termed as a syndicate to stop accountability in the legislature the refusal of the candidates for speaker to attend a debate. He said the legislature is a place of debate and people vying for leadership must submit to public debate to tell the people what they have to offer. He spoke on the True Breakfast Show on Wednesday.
This is a syndicate to stop any accountability, any openness of government legislature. And that legislature we think should be audited because this is the way, for example, they are beginning. The 55th is trying to say nobody should go in there and hold debate. Refuse to even inform us, matter of civilization, that he will not be coming to the debate even though he's come back to the country. He never informed us until I wrote him this morning, and he's writing back with excuses. For one, that we told you that he had expressed concerns about the debate not eroding to be a one of personality, that the debate should not be personal. That's something he told me. And he thinks that is supposed to be a secret information, a confidential. I don't know what makes that confidential. And I told the public that Fonati Kofa was interested in keeping the debate policy issue based. What is wrong with that? Number two, that we changed the venue of the debate. But we told him that we were denied the venue, which is supposed to be the Capitol Rotunda that we chose. I wonder what does he want to hear, that we in Buffett Chambers are throwing blows at each other? I'm not in that business. I'm not a politician. I'm not out to do steady work against Buffer Chambers. If he has one, he does not expect me to fight Buffer Chambers physically.
To have a debate with the council. Are you disappointed?
Well, no, this is part of the game. People who do not want change, such as the two candidates apparently in this race, who think that by bringing debate to the capital will be the ardent beginning of accountability, are the ones who will stop us as such. There are good people in there. There are people who think better than these two candidates who are in this race now, who don't want to see. I just imagine the legislature is about debate in the first place. That's why we elected to go and for us, about us, and with us. The old men are refusing to come for debate because simply they don't want the place to be open for open government, open governance. So this is a plan to stop accountability and openness in the legislature. This is the beginning of it.
John Corley is the executive director of the MDR. Liberian clergyman Reverend Jada McKay has urged the outgoing representative of District 8, Montserrat County, Akaros Gray, and Morovia City Mayor Jefferson Koji to reconsider any plans of staging a demonstration during the inauguration of President-elect Joseph Boakai. Both Gray and Koji had previously threatened to organize a protest on the inauguration day. Reverend Lakay spoke in an interview with Truth FM.
As lawmaker in terms of Akaros Gray and as an influential mayor of the city of Monrovia, I appeal to them that the best gift they can give to the Republic of Liberia is to proffer without delay the passage of the War and Economic Crimes Code. Rather than demonstrating, they can put the demonstration in a proper legal framework in terms of the passage of a legislation, in terms of the passage of a law that His Excellency President Joy Weah can sign, so that they give this gift to the Liberian people as a testimony of their belief in the rule of law, economic justice, and I believe that this is the best way to go, rather than demonstrating. The way to demonstrate, Akaros Gray, somebody I respect, should begin now trying to do a 4G passage of the law in the legislature, establishing war and economic crimes code. That would be the best demonstration these two parties can do, and it would be a positive legacy they would give the Liberian people as a testimony of their belief in the socio-economic qualitative lifestyle of the people of Liberia. So such a war crimes and economic crimes code given to us, people of Liberia, as a gift from Akaros Gray, rather than go to demonstrate, from influential youthful or city mayor Jefferson Koji, will place them in the positive history of this country as two giants who did not only talk the talk in terms of war crimes, but they walked the walk in terms of ensuring that they passed it into law before President Weah left power. And blessings will follow them.
The Liberian clergyman, Reverend Jada McKay. The founder of the Destiny Recovery Program, an initiative that is rehabilitating and transforming disadvantaged youth in Liberia, has described drugs and substance abuse a threat to the security of the state. Reverend Jerry Siwe said the government of Liberia must consider the drug epidemic as a national emergency to save the young people and protect the future of the country. He spoke Wednesday.
The new leadership, I pray that they will be very sensitive to this issue that has become a national problem. Drug something abuse. They should be very sensitive because the incoming government, by campaign messages, one of the main things they spoke of is drug issue. So I'm believing God that they will take it very serious because it's a national problem. It was a serious threat of national security. The government would pray that they will take it very serious. And in so doing, I believe that the Destiny Recovery Program will move to another level. That's my problem. In acting upon the already built up inside, drugs have become a non-bailable crime. The government will stand by it and act upon it. Those who want to hear the DA should be people of reputable character. people who are true patriots, because in the absence of reputable people with integrity hailing institutional TA, it's going to be nothing. And want to also use this time to even talk to the government as they in power to reach out here as the Republic to still buttress our efforts. One or two friends in government have been very good to us. We talk about government coming in holistically, that's never been so. Not only those in government, every Liberian, well-meaning Liberian, some way or the other, every family is one way or the other being affected by this menace. It may not be your child, but indirectly somebody related to you is involved with drugs. So we are, even though every well-meaning Liberian, everyone who's listening to this interview will come up and support this vibrant initiative. And as you do it, God is going to bless you. It's not about Pastor Jerry. It's about taking a soul from hell. I also want to appeal to our churches. Even the Muslims, there are Muslims here on our program, to do what they can. The imams, come in and support this program. We got 102 participants and we have to be paid on a daily basis.
Is Reverend Jerry Seway of the Destiny Recovery Program, an initiative that is rehabilitating and transforming disadvantaged youth in Liberia. Well, if you're just joining, you're listening to the May-week edition of News Desk, a production of well-packaged news from the News and Current Affairs Department of the Renaissance Communications Incorporated. These are the top stories we are following tonight. Information Minister Ledgerhood Rennie reacts to Liberia's decision to rescind its vote against a UN resolution calling for a ceasefire in Gaza, clarifies that the action was not a retaliation against U.S. sanctions on Liberian officials. The fate of former Chief Justice Gloria Mususcout and family to be decided this Thursday as Criminal Court A entertains final arguments in their murder trial. House of Representatives rejects request by Internal Affairs Minister to lift the moratorium on Bond County's social development accounts, says the ban cannot be lifted in the absence of the Public Account Committee report on a GSC audit. And of the home front, voting in the Democratic Republic of Congo's #6 presidential election has been marred by lengthy delays and claims of fraud, according to the BBC. Today's development, Information Minister Letterhood Rennie has reacted to Liberia's decision to rescind its negative vote at the United Nations General Assembly regarding a resolution on the Israel-Gaza conflict. Mr. Rennie emphasized that this action is not a retaliatory measure against the sanctions imposed by the United States on some outgoing government officials. The government, led by President George Weah, formally withdrew its initial rejection of the UN resolution on December 12, 2023, calling for a ceasefire in the Israel-Gaza war.
It has nothing to do with the sanctions of officials from the administration. Neither is it an issue between Liberia and the United States. This bothers on our strategic foreign policy objective. We've been staying short of world peace and harmony. And President Lee has been, a big champion of world peace and harmony, talking about it wherever he had the opportunity, whether at the regional level, whether at the continental level, or whether at the United Nations General Assembly, when he recently gained pledged Liberia's support to world peace. And so it has nothing to do with relations, bilateral relations between the United States and Liberia. Liberia is canceling its initial vote of December 12th simply because the chief architect of Liberia's foreign policy, the president of the Republic, Dr. George Weah, has been championing peace across the globe, whether in our sub-region or the continental level, or whether at the international level. And so when the vote showed that Liberia had voted against the ceasefire, he was surprised that it didn't take into consideration the foreign policy objectives of our country, which is to ensure peace in the world.
Is this normal for your diplomats to cast votes at the UN without first consulting with their home government?
Usually, the procedure is that they do consult at their level, especially when the vote is not of much significance. But such a vote that talks about ceasefire in Gaza and given all of the international ramifications, it was a expected that they should have done some consultations at the level of the architecture of the foreign policy decision-making body of our country, which they didn't do, and hence they voted the way they did at the first time. So the president thought it was important for Liberia to correct that vote, giving our foreign policy objectives.
Was that initial vote of Liberia against the ceasefire resolution intended to side with the United States then?
The initial vote that Liberia voted on the 12th of December did go in favor of the United States, siding with the United States in terms of vetoing the ceasefire. There were a few countries, Liberia was among, I think, 8 countries across the world who did this vote in favor of the veto of the United States. But that didn't go down well with the administration of President Weah, simply because it is not within the foreign policy objective for our country, which is to ensure world peace and harmony.
Is Liberia's Information Minister Ledger Hood Reneder speaking with the voice of America, Daybreak Africa. Where at this juncture will now bring you sports right here on News Desk with Naomi Tapia.
Good evening, Augustine. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Passion of Life. Andrew Nana must think of his career when he decides whether to miss part of the league season to go to the Africa Cup of Nations in January, says former Manchester United and Cameroon midfielder Eric Chamba. Indomitable Lions goalkeeper Onana could miss more than a month of United's campaign if he joins his country's squad at a tournament in Africa Coast. The 27-year-old who ended his international retirement in September has come on scrutiny during a post-start to the season for United, which has seen them knocked out of Europe and well off the pace domestically. One of the problems for him is even if he plays well over the next months, he then goes away for a month to AFCON. Jamba told BBC Sports Africa, adding that Onana could damage his prospects of being first choice for Cameroon if he stays in Manchester. Former Brazil and Barcelona defender Dani Alves' trial in Spain for alleged sexual assault has been set for 5 to 7 February 2024. Alves, 40, has been in prison without bail since he was arrested in January over an allegation he assaulted a woman in a Barcelona nightclub last year. He said he had consensual sex with his accuser after initially denying any sexual encounter with her. A Spanish prosecutor is seeking a prison term of 9 years for Alves. The prosecutor has also asked for him to receive a restraining order following the jail term and for him to pay damages worth more than 50,000 euros. The court in Barcelona era formally indicted Alves in August and later decided there was enough evidence to send him to trial. Alves capped 26 times for Brazil, played for his country. At the Qatar World Cup in 2022, he had his contract with Mexican club UNAM terminated after his arrest. In Spain, a claim of rape is investigated under the general accusation of sexual assault, and convictions can lead to prison sentences of between 4 and 15 years. Erling Haaland has been named BBC Sports Personalities World Sports Star of the Year for 2023 after helping Manchester City secure a triple. The Norwegian 23 scored 52 goals in all competitions as City won the Premier League, Champions League, and FA Cup during the 2022-23 season. No player has scored more goals for a Premier League club within a season. Haaland claimed the Premier League's Golden Boot for the 2022-23 campaign with a record 36 goals in 38 games. The BBC World Sports Star of the Year was voted for by BBC Sport readers. South Africa's World Cup winning rugby captain Sayi Kolisi came second with 3-time Formula One world champion Max Verstappen, 4-time Olympic gymnastics gold medalist Simone, Spain's World Cup winner Antana, and Bomanti and 24-time Grand Slam champion Novak Djokovic were also shortlisted. The 2022-23 season was Chicago Haaland's first in Manchester, having signed from Borussia Dortmund in June 2022. Among a host of individual awards, Haaland won the Gerd Müller Trophy for Best Goal Scorer at the Ballon d'Or Awards, where he also came second in the voting for Best Player. In November, he became the fastest man to score 50 Premier League goals, taking just 48 games to reach the milestone. He has scored 19 goals so far this season as City bid for an unprecedented fourth consecutive Premier League title. The 2022 World Sports Star winner was Argentina's World Cup winning captain Lionel Messi. That's all from our sports desk.
Is a regular feature of our news program. On that note, that's how we love to leave you on this midweek edition of News Desk, a better production of news about Liberia, Africa, and our one word. Just before we leave you, this are the top stories we closely followed tonight. Information Minister Lechat Hood Renning reacts to Liberia's decision to rescind its vote against a UN resolution calling for a ceasefire in Gaza. Clarifies that the action was not a retaliation against U.S. sanctions on Liberian officials. The fate of former Chief Justice Gloria Moses Scout and family to be decided this Thursday as Criminal Code A entertains final arguments in their murder trial. House of Representatives rejects request by the Internal Affairs Minister to lift the moratorium on Bond County's social development accounts. Says the ban cannot be lifted in the absence of the Public Account Committee report on a GAC audit. And of the front, voting in the Democratic Republic of Congo's sixth presidential election has been marked by lengthy delays and claims of fraud, according to the BBC. Love to say thanks to you for your listening role. Thanks to all of our reporters, correspondents, and contributors for making this production a success. Thanks as well to our affiliate radio stations for reading our news, especially Truth FM in Saclapie in my county. Johnson Batoma coordinated the sounds as per this night. Naomi Tapia brought you sports. Olivia Bowen read for you the news bulletin. Mayan Tobian brought us live on Truth FM Real TV page. I'm Augustine Side presented. Thanks for listening. Do have yourself a pleasant night.
When it comes to communication in Liberia, Orange is number one.
Orange is the best. Orange is the best. Oh, Orange is the best.
Orange is the best.
Strongest network, widest coverage.
Orange is the best.
Fastest internet speed.
Orange is the best.
People, Orange is the best. Yes, Orange is the best.
Nagatama, please woo. Company Guinea, that's a Orange. Top number one.
Company Titama Orange, I don't got it. Yes.
Orange will make you the telephone offer.
Reliable, trusted, and dependable.
Orange is about 7. Yeah, Orange is
Orange is the best.
It's all about what matters to you. Orange. Starting today. Why not have a little more fun? Why not use money this easily? Why not get even closer to family? Why not work how you've always wanted? Fun, money, family, work. No network keeps you connected to it all, quite like Orange. It's all about what matters to you. Orange.
Let me make sure I got all the sanitary items I need. I'm checking my list. Oh, yes. One more item. Let me have a big bottle of Dettol, yeah, Costa.
Yes, it. The total amount is 3,000 LD.
Okay, let me give you your money. Hey, my people. I can't find my purse. Lola, I left it on my kitchen table. My husband is rushing me too much. What's I do now?
Don't worry, Costa Homo. You can pay with your phone. Yes, the code here on the wall.
Awesome. Yes, I do have money on my phone.
With Orange Money, making payments for goods at your favorite store with your merchant is as easy as ABC. Dial *144#, select currency, select Pay with Orange Money, and follow the instructions. With Orange Money, life is easier. No stress.